Emmanuel Macron's failings as French president have been mocked and highlighted in equal measure by a Cannes film. The Divide premiered at the world's largest film festival and claims to present a snapshot of social tensions in the Republic. Set in a hospital, it was conceived before the pandemic but filmed during the country's first strict lockdown when Mr. Macron's fruitless attempts to control the spread of the virus made him look even weaker to critics. The film centers on characters from distinct walks of life, including a down-on-his-luck truck driver and a Parisian cartoonist, who collide in a hospital during the anti-government Yellow Vest protests. The demonstrations began in 2018 in protest against the high cost of living and often turned violent as the president battled to reform France's bloated public sector. Filmmaker Catherine Corsini, who spent time in hospitals and talking to Yellow Vests to prepare the movie, said she would above all campaign on behalf of hospitals. In a direct plea to Mr. Macron, she said, "I would tell him to double the salary of all health workers." Ms. Morsini added its premise was now even more relevant as hospitals had come under additional strain during the pandemic. Along with the professional actors, a real-life nurse was cast to play a hospital worker who tirelessly tries to cope with a lack of medication, faulty equipment and unhinged or stressed-out patients. Actress and nurse, Aissatou Diallo Sagna, said, "I have really felt that fatigue, that lack of consideration." The film, which cuts from one frantic scene to another, relies on humor to make its point, as tempers fray and the characters argue or bond over the chaos unfolding around them. Cannes returned this year after a hiatus in 2020 due to the pandemic. It often includes overtly political films and this year's competition has several entries set in contemporary France. The news emerged as Mr. Macron faces an increasingly tough battle to win another term in office at next year's election. One expert said his chances are hanging by a thread after the emergence of centre-right candidate Xavier Bertrand.